So we are live now. I think we just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Let the people join and then we can start.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think we should start now.
Okay, sure.
So hello everyone.
Mm.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो सबसे पहले जिन्होंने अब तक हमारा स्ट्रीम ज्वाइन कर लिया है they should tell their friends and their known people to join the stream now. And now let's begin. So hi everyone, I am Raghav, your host for the session, as you all know.
Mm.
And today I am with Miss Parul. She's an upcoming SD intern at Flipkart. And आई वुड लाइक कि मैं आज ज़्यादा इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं करूँगा पारुल को. आई वुड लाइक हर टू गिव हर इंट्रो herself
Mm.
because there are certain things which she did very good. She is ex at American Express and the show and co. So I want to hear from Parul that what's the please highlight.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, hello everyone who has joined, and hello Raghav, and thanks for inviting me here to share my experiences with everyone. So, yeah, introducing
It's our
myself,
pleasure,
I'm
Parul.
Yeah, so introducing myself, I'm Parul, currently in my final year of BTech from Banasthali Vidyapeeth. And I have previous experiences of mentorship plus internship program at DE Shaw and Company and the SWE internship at American Express. And I will be an upcoming SD intern for the winter internship at Flipkart and will be joining my full time at Google. So yeah, these are some of my achievements that I what previous experiences I had and what I will be experiencing in my near future. Yeah, Raghav.
Okay.
So
Yes,
this is
yes,
my
yes.
quick introduction. What I'm gonna do, and so like this journey has been one of the amazing experiences I had ever had, and from the starting of my first year, I have been a tech enthusiast, and it's not something that comes out of
Issue.
nowhere and just yeah, so it's not something that all I had achieved is just a day thing that if I have started learning and doing, but it's something that have been doing it consistently since the starting of my first year, and it had come a long way till here. So yeah, Raghav. So yeah, can we continue after this? Yeah.
Yes, we can. So first of all, thank you so much for joining the podcast. And now let's begin with the virtual podcast session.
Yeah.
So I want to ask from you that, like, what is your preparation journey for the interviews? Like you have done you have exited American Express. Now you have I am heard that you have cracked Google and Flipkart. So I want to know
Yeah.
process of preparation.
Yeah, so for the process of preparation, it's something that journey differs from the person to person. For me, I started my journey in my first year itself only of my BTech, but it totally depends from person to person. Like it's not something that if you are starting from second year or your third year, you are too late for it. you are not too late for anything, right? So if you are consistent and have the willpower to do anything, and you have that willpower to dedicate yourself to crack anything, and if you know that you have to do this, so you will arrange your time accordingly. So starting with the technical part of the interview preparation, I started my journey with the Strivers A to Z DSA sheet. So that is the best resource one can ever start with it, because for the technical interviews and for the majorly SDE role, not just something that if a person is aiming for roles like for that involves something DevOps or something designing, so it doesn't that experience is totally different. But as I have been in totally into the SDE domain only, so for starting your journey with your technical journey, the DSA is the main thing, right? Data structure and algorithm. Mostly people ask that why do we do data structures. Data structures are something that access your problem solving skills, because these problem solving skills gives the clarity of your problem, like how you logically solve your problems. So these DSA problems help the interviewers and the company to understand that how well versed you are with the technology, and how well you can solve any problem that will be given to you. So yeah, so for the DSA, I started my journey with the Strivers A to Z DSA sheet first of all. So that is the best resource one can ever do in the starting of their journey. And also with the like I followed the code help channel for the Love Bubber for starting of the basics of the like arrays, stacks, and queue, the data structures like these. And after that, I solved the questions that are easy to medium on the lead code. And so, like for the questions that are given in the Strivers A to Z sheet, I starting with the topic wise, whatever it is given, and firstly solve the easy medium questions of all those topics which are given in that sheet. And after that, I jumped into the hard part. So this is for all DSA I have done, and also for like qualifying the online assessment test. It's you have to prepare yourself to solve the question into the limited amount of time. So for that you must practice doing contest. For me, like I started doing contest, no, I have never experienced with the code forces, so I started my like competitive journey with the code shelf only. So for code chef, I have started giving contests. In the starting, you will feel like you can't do anything right now and it's not working for you. But all you have to do is just be consistent. One day or the other, your problems will get, your logic building will be improved, and your problems will start getting involved. So don't get disheartened and dishope at the starting that you won't be able to do this time, and just leave after that. You don't have to do it. You just have to open the question and think upon it, brainstorm it. So for practicing for practicing contest, I personally preferred code chef. You can also do code forces. That's also a very good resource to have a competitive programming knowledge and crack the online assessments. And also for the lead code, as I'm in a college that has leaves on Tuesdays, not on the Saturdays and Sundays. So for lead code, as the contests are on the Saturday and Sunday, so most of the time I miss those contests because of my busy and hectic schedule of the classes and the mess timings and other things. So I just go on the lead code contest section and do the virtual contest after that. So there is an option of going and like practicing virtual contests. So I have done all those things on the lead code. And just sorry for a little disturbance. Yeah, now it's okay, right? So I have practiced lead code. So this is for all the data structures and algorithms I have done as the Striver sheet. And also the Love Bubber has almost same type of questions. And you can also practice some company wise questions. And before going for any interview, research for the company, what the company demands. Because for product based companies, they don't ever ask any CS fundamentals. They only focus majorly on the problem solving skills, that is the data structures and algorithms. But for companies like American Express, as is a bank or a fintech company, so they also ask the OOPS concepts, OS concepts, and also the DBMS concept. They also ask the SQL queries. So it depends from the company to company what they really demand. So firstly, before appearing in any interview, just go a thorough research of the company, what they ask in their interview, through the previous interview experiences which are listed on many platforms like GFG, interview bit. So just go through all those things once over again. And also, like, for preparing of the CS fundamentals, like I have interviewed for the various type of companies. So for the DE show is is I have given that interview in my second year itself only. So for the second year student, they don't expect a lot of problem solving to you and production ready code for that time, as I was in the starting of my second year itself only. So they asked me the questions related to the data structure, 3 to 4 questions, but not the production ready code. But also they majorly focused on the time complexities and the space complexities too. So if a person is solving the question, so you must have a great understanding of the time complexity and the space complexity. Because in my Google interviews which I recently cracked for the full time role, in each and every question, in each and every step, I was asked to reduce the time complexity and the space complexity and tell the overall complexity after the code was properly running and after dry running the code. So if you are solving a particular question in the data structure and algorithm, so you must know that how to dry run it. It's just not you are just writing up the code, but you also have that communication skills to explain your approach to the interviewer. And like, for preparation of the subjects, if I go on, so for the object oriented programming, I refer to the online blogs that are available. I just have written on the Google that object oriented programming notes. And also I have studies all these subjects in my college when professors were explaining, so I studied it properly at that time. So it didn't took to me much time to revise all those things. Also, like, for the object oriented programming, in my case, as I have studied object oriented programming in my first year itself only, so I studied from the code with Harry. But there are multiple resources right now, whichever suits you best, you can go through it. Which like, you think that if this YouTuber is explaining you well the concepts, and if you're not getting it through the online blogs, so it totally depends from the person to person. If you are just like giving the more preference to the YouTube tutorials or the online blogs you are reading of online tutorials documentation. And for learning any technical concept, I believe that official documentation is the best thing, because you can't get bored at that time and you will be totally involved in the like studying those things and understanding it by yourself. And if you didn't get it, you can just go on the YouTube and try to understand it from any of the video you prefer it, and can see that whichever has more likes and more views, and can prefer it directly for saving your time. And for the DBMS part, you can for the SQL queries, you can practice the top 50 SQL questions in which are in the lead code section. If you open a lead code, you will be given top 50 SQL queries, so you can practice. That would be more than enough for any technical interview. So these are the best questions one can ever practice for, and these are mostly also commonly repeated questions in the interview. And for the DBMS, if you have studied it earlier in your college, so before the interview you can just go through the top interview questions on the interview bit and Geeks for Geeks, and the whole syllabus will be revised, because more than 80 or 100 questions are given on that, and it covers almost each and every topic if you have to revise the database DBMS part. And for the operating system part, I have studied it from the Java T point, all the online blogs with so much visualization and pictures are given on it. So that is the best resource to understand it. A very minimal, I can say very minimal content is written in it, but the more pictures and visualization is available on the Java T point for understanding the operating systems. And for the computer networks, one can go through the one shot video of the Kunal Kushwaha, which is given. And also there is a channel called Networking. So there is a CCNA course, so you don't have to go through it all the playlist. but just in the starting you can match it through your syllabus, because computer networks is not majorly asked in all the companies, because it totally depends. For the full time of DE show, they ask the computer networks a lot, and then totally depends from the role to role. If you are applying for a network engineer, then you will be asked, your interview will mostly revolve around the computer networks. Otherwise they ask just the basic questions, so you can just study the subject thoroughly, and after that revise through your computer networks through the most commonly asked interview questions, which are listed on the Geeks for Geeks and as well as the interview bit. So these are the four major subjects that are asked in the and in any of the technical interview which I have ever experienced and have been asked from my friends who are placed in different companies like Goldman Sachs and DSHO and these companies. So they all have told these experiences that these are the most commonly asked subjects, and the majorly asked subject I can say for, and you can prepare it in these way. And DSA is something that one can never miss. It is asked from a very basic company to a very high level product based company, or even a hedge fund company. So
Okay, that's great to hear, Parul. So for the I feel this is the for next 2 3 questions I'm having. Audience wants to know your experiences at DE show. First of all, DE show, then we'll move to Google and Flipkart also.
okay, sure. So experiences what I worked for, or just for the interview experiences what I have been asked.
What? Can you repeat, Parul? I think there is a network issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I have just asked that experiences like working at the DE show, or just the interview process at the DE show.
First of all, we can begin with the interview process and then your work experience and whole thing, what you have done.
Okay, sure. So for the interview process, that is, it was a like mentorship plus the internship program in which I have been given the stipend too. So it's kind of internship. So for it, I was in my second year, and it was a women in tech program which helped me to get into the DE show. So it's yeah, so it's which helped me in getting the dishes. So firstly, the I had a one technical interview and one HR interview. So it's not same for everyone. For the internship there are two technical round of interviews and one HR round of interviews. So I'll share that experience too, because I have given the internship interviews over there. So for it, for the first technical interview in which I was involved and I have qualified, it was something that I have been started with the lead code easy problems, like two lead code easy problems, and then two lead code medium problems, because I was in my second year at that time. So they wasn't expecting a lot of it from me. Yeah, so after that they asked me time complexities and space complexities of all the sorting algorithms, and they asked me that how many sorting algorithms I know, and to explain each and every sorting algorithm, I whatever I have listed them. So they asked me to explain each and every sorting algorithm I know, and with the time complexities of all the best case, worst case, and the average case. So these were the questions, and also they haven't focused much on the oops and the DBMS part. So yeah, this was all about that. They majorly focus on the time complexities, and the four DSA questions were asked to me at that time. And for the HR round of interview, there are some common questions that you can find it on the interview bit, that how do you see, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Will you be able to allocate your time? Because it was something remote and I didn't went there for it because I was in my second year. So I didn't got the NOC for at that time. And it was also a mentorship program. So I have to be present in my college and do the work over here, and whatever have been taught to me, and after that I worked on the projects. So these were the interview experiences for me for the mentorship. And for the internship program, it was like there are two technical interviews majorly focused on the data structures and algorithms. So two DSA questions of lead code medium to hard level were asked, and also these were the questions that are not available anywhere on the lead code. So there are something variations that we can do by our logical building if we have practiced the problem solving, but those are the totally new questions which one can never find on the any of the platforms. And after that they also asked me some of the computer networks topics, operating systems, and also oops concepts. So oops concepts were not some like very common questions, they are just logical questions that if you it this is not a particular logic. So why just multiple inheritance is not there in Java, so how can we implement it? These type of questions that are something not very common but very logical type of questions, and how can we implement the classes, and given me some scenarios to implement the classes. So that was it for the technical interview experiences for the internship. And for me working with the DE shop people, so it was a 6 months mentorship program. So like in the starting they have taught us the subjects like the oops, dbms, github, and what actually the industry demands. So for being a second year students and knowing all these technical things, that what is the open source, what is the git and github, and other those things, like how we have to prepare us for the more technical interviews for our full time. So this was a very great experience for me, and getting into the industry they taught us the right way to do the competitive programming, and how we have to like majorly optimize our code. So in the starting they told us this, and after that in the starting 3 months they there were classes for studying all those things, and after the next 3 months were allocated to a project in which one mentor was assigned to the four mentees, and we have to make a project. So we have developed a project for the NGO. So it was something like related to the books, or not for the donation, something to the NGOs. So it was involving the MERN stack. So I learned the development part majorly from that mentorship program itself only, because one can ever learn development not just by reading the documentation and going through the YouTube video, but just implementing it feature by feature and understanding that what bugs one can face while making any of the project. So this was all of my experience in working at the shop.
I think we are having some questions from our audience. I'm just presenting that. हितेंद्र is
Yeah,
asking, मैम आपने किस फील्ड में काम कर रहे हो?
I'm working in the software engineering field only.
Okay. And
Uh,
again there is a question from हितेन that मैम आपने किस फील्ड में प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए हैं?
I have just made the projects in the web development as well as the AI and ML.
And we are having another question from Ayan that हाउ एक मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग का स्टूडेंट कैसे इन सॉफ्टवेयर रोल्स के लिए प्रिपेयर कर सकता है?
Yeah, so a mechanical engineering student can prepare, because see, there is nothing like this. If a software engineering, I know it will be difficult for you to manage your college subjects along with this software domain, but it's something like whatever all the software engineers have studied is available on the internet, and they haven't gone through anything through their college, because college is something like someone sees like read all those subjects just a day prior to their exam just to pass the college exams. So it's not like that you can't do it, just it's have you have to allocate your more time, and like manage your time in such a way that you can manage your both mechanical subjects as well as the software engineering subjects, because all these things are available on the internet. Yeah, I started DSA in my ending of the first year, and in C++ language.
I think most of the people do DSA in only C++ at their beginning.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
because
have
like
also
I
started
still do
in.
it in the yeah, I still do in C++ because I think that it's more convenient and better language, and I personally don't prefer Java at any time because I don't like it, because I have like my seniors told me that we have to write a lot of code in Java, so I am
Java
a
is
bit lazy.
sometimes little complex for
Yeah,
doing the DSA tool. Yeah,
yeah, little complex, and Python is not preferable because it has already inbuilt libraries and
inbuilt
everything.
libraries. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Python
see,
makes the work easier, but there are also some like my negative points about Python. while working with
Yeah.
that.
And then it's also like good. C++ is also good for competitive programming because we have to write the less amount of code and we also get to know the logic. So
Yeah.
C++ is the best thing. Yeah. Uh, App
हितेंद्र इज
development.
आस्किंग डेवलपमेंट के लिए एडवाइस कहाँ से सीखना बेटर रहेगा.
Like I personally haven't done app development at any time, but you can just go through YouTube's and like try the Flutter because I just once started trying the app development, but my laptop was i3, so it didn't support at that time. So I just left the app doing app development idea. So I don't remember the exact channel names for it, but you can just go through YouTube and see whatever suits you because it totally depends from the person to person what a person preferences is. If I get to like start from one YouTuber, so and if I am understanding topics from him or her, but if you won't, so it would be not fruitful for you. So you can just try to explore the resources what are available for you. And also, like if you are just selecting a Kotlin or the Flutter, go through its official documentation once because YouTube videos might be not containing all the new features what a language has right now. So simultaneously go through the official documentation, and if you are not getting through the topic whatever the official documentation it has, so you can just on the YouTube and try all those topics and learn from it. And projects कैसे करें start में, start from some of the existing projects whatever in your mind comes from. And if you are just participating in any of the hackathon, you can just pick up a problem statement and ideate your solution. If it's not getting selected in hackathon itself only, but you still have an idea to implement a problem statement, so that would be something unique, not just very common to you. So you can do in that way and pick up a problem statement. Or just if you are also can see some of the basic projects ideas, start from the basics and then start implementing the unique ones.
Gaurav want to ask that, ma'am, I am interested in cloud computing, but how to start? And project ideas come less as compared to VDev. As a fresher, how to apply and join?
Yeah, as you are interested in cloud computing, it's very good. But I can say that cloud computing is something that if you are have to upload something on the cloud, you must have some source code or something like resource or the source to upload on the cloud computing. So
Yeah, right.
firstly, start something like if you are applying for the SDE roles, but if not for the SDE roles, see. Being very true, and I'm not demotivating that cloud computing is not the future or something, but in the starting you must start with the basic knowledge of the cloud computing. See, I haven't done the cloud computing. It's something like when I went to the industry and the companies, it's something like that has been told by the mentor to that these are the things we have uploaded on our cloud and you have to do this way. But I haven't focused majorly on the cloud computing at this time. But you must have a resource firstly. So start making some small projects and then start up it uploading on the cloud. So if you don't have anything to the upload on the cloud, host on the cloud, so how would you get that cloud exactly works for? So if you start doing the coding and start building your logical building problems. And for also as a fresher at the entry level, DevOps openings are there for the cloud computing, but it's very less in number. So you have to focus a lot more in it. And for the resources, like I can say that for the cloud computing, you have to apply to the Azure to get the credits as a student. So you can do through it, like how you are doing the Azure computing. And there are many like there are many communities like Azure developer community. You can join that community and can see that what's going on right now, because in that community on the Discord, many daily on a daily basis many quizzes are going on and related to it. So you can just ping one of the mentors over there who are just admins, so you can see that who all are there who are just conducting those quizzes. They'll help you with the roadmap because I don't have the exact roadmap with me.
So moving on to our like next thing,
Yeah.
your experience and like your recently heard that you also cracked Google after the Flipkart. So first of all,
Yeah.
we begin with the Google. their interview process, your experience, what are the things in
Yeah.
detail.
Okay,
I'm
sure.
sure our
So,
audience
like,
also wants to know about it. They are excited about
yeah,
these questions.
yeah, sure. So I'll start with the Google. I have applied to the Google with the off-campus opportunity that came for the new grad role recently in the July. So it was a off-campus pool. So I applied to the referral only. So yeah, I got the call in the August that my interviews are scheduled. But because of some of the issues from the recruiter end as well as from I have college exams, my interviews are recently scheduled in the September itself only, on the 17th, 19th and the 25th. So there were 3 rounds of technical interviews, and like 2 round of googliness interviews that was combined with the first and the second technical round itself only. So for the first technical round, I was asked a lead code hard binary search question. So it was something that not particularly a binary source, but a variation of binary source, as it was solved basically through it only. So it was involving a question that has a something range and have to sort it because of the non-disclosure agreement. I can't reveal the exact question right now, because so it was the question. And after that, the completion of the 45 minutes. So my interview experience is that I give tips for the technical interview is that just you just don't have to explain the approach or the right code. You must understand each and every bit of it, because the interviewer will ask you to thoroughly dry run your code upon the example given by the interviewer. So the interviewer was expecting each and every step of the dry run, whatever answers and whatever variables I have taken in my code must be updated after each and every iteration, and must return the final answers according to the output given by the interviewer. So and after that, I was it was like 15-minute googliness round. So it was majorly HR type of questions, that how I'll manage in the team, so to check that if I'm fit for the Google and the Google's team, or not. And for the second round of interview, it was the same, but the question was from the sliding window and the two pointer. So I was given a starting of the question, first question, and two follow-ups after it. So I have to just make the changes into that code to like fulfill the what the question demands. And after that, 15 minutes of googliness round. And in the third technical round, the question involved something like a DP approach. Like two questions were given to me in this interview. In the starting first interview, only a single question was given to me, that was of lead code hard, and was asked to dry run it properly. In the second round of interview, like a first question was given and two follow-ups were asked. And in this third round of interview, there were two questions, and first involved the DP, and second was a purely mathematical question in which I have to apply the logics with the binary search itself only. And have to write the brute force code, because as I was running late of the time of the 45 minutes, so I was asked to write up only the brute force code, but also to explain the optimized approach, not the code. So it satisfied the interviewer, so he asked me that to drop off because it was exceeding the time limit after it. And on this interview also, I have explained all the dry run properly at each and every step, along with the time complexities and the space complexities. And if there is a tip, that if like your interviewer forgets to ask your the time complexity and space complexity, sometime it happens. So I just told these time complexity and space complexity by myself only, so it gives you a top cherry on the top, that you are aware of that Google interviews process, that whatever they ask. Because for my experience, like I have given the Google interviews in my third year also for the internship, but I wasn't able to crack at that time. At the third interview, I got the rejection mail, but I know the pattern, that what do they exactly want from the interviewees. So this time I cracked the Google by gaining the experience from my previous rejection. So it was my experience for the like full off campus opportunity for the Google.
And from our side, first of all, congratulations to you that you have
Thank you.
cracked the Google after a rejection, and that is a, like, I feel that is a very big thing. that you have
Yeah.
done. Most of the people wants that they should get Google or they should get Microsoft or they should get Amazon. So
Mm.
it will like make I feel कि हमारी audience को भी इससे they get motivated that after
Yeah,
a
sure.
rejection you have tried again the do go through the same process and then yeah
Yeah, I was like that I
cracking it.
will make it this time because I wasn't able to do it that time. So I cried a lot that why, but I worked on
Yeah,
it and now I have
but
did it.
I feel that this is every like every individual every student have this kind of spirit to don't give up on the things, right?
Yeah, sure. Everyone must do self introspection is the must thing that you must know that what you are lacking for and on what things
And
you
I
have to work
feel
upon.
like rejection is the major part of these things. Like you feel you get a lot of rejections, you can get a lot of rejections maybe at your
Yeah.
initial stage, but you will get a certain learning. You will
Yeah,
get
in
to
my
know the
third year,
things.
I got a lot of rejections. Like after getting the internship at American Express, I also tried a lot of times to the off campus, but I didn't know that why things were not working for me. So I got a lot of rejections. So these are rejections are the process of building up your future to get the way
Part
to the
of this
selection.
futuring process, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So हितेंद्र इज आस्किंग ए क्वेश्चन, मैम डीएसए क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं होते हैं, लॉजिक क्रिएट नहीं हो पाते हैं, एनी एडवाइस?
या श्योर मतलब इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग विद द डीएसए ना तो वो तो होने भी नहीं है एकदम स्टार्ट में कुछ से सो इट्स टोटली नॉर्मल इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द लॉजिक सो यू कैन जस्ट स्टार्ट विद द इजी क्वेश्चंस वो भी नहीं हो रहे नो वरीज गो टू द सॉल्यूशंस देखो गो टू द कोड कोड से कुछ भी समझ आ रहा है अगर कुछ भी आ रहा है तो ट्राई क्रिएटिंग एंड राइटिंग इट ऑन द पेन एंड पेपर and if you still are not getting that logic so there is no problem right you can go through on the YouTube just search for that particular question like if, whether it be it on the code chef or the lead code just sorry I'm in hostel just a second
No issues, no issues.
yeah
It,
sure
I feel
so
it is normal. It is a normal thing in the hostel.
yeah, sure. So, you can just go on the YouTube, whether beat it on the Code Chef, Code Forces, or the Lead Code. You can just type of the question and write the Lead Code solution, Code Forces solution. So, one video will surely pop up for that solution. You can just go through the approach and try to write the code by yourself. If still not you are able to write the code yourself, you can just see the code, whatever that particular YouTube video is writing on so you can just try to write it on your own just don't copy paste just also see the logic whatever each line is working on so I have just learned it through this process only.
And I feel like initial stage may it is very normal that you are not getting the logic or you are not able to solve the things. For DSA especially, a DSA is not a small thing.
Yeah, it's totally it takes a lot of time for any individual
Lot
to
of time.
be
Yeah.
a proficient in it. But
Personally,
sometimes I can say if I am also not proficient in it, still not proficient because I can say that there are many questions that comes to me and I'll like wow how I'll do it and take a lot of time to think about it. So it's something like you can't be very proficient in it.
yeah. Personally, I am also having face these kind of things and मैं तो
Yeah.
मुझे तो आज भी सॉल्व करने में होती है प्रॉब्लम इट लाइक ये कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है छुपाने वाली आई एम ऑल्सो टेलिंग यू गाइज
Yeah.
कि certain times I am also not able to solve the logics. So our
Okay.
next questions. I think people are very excited to ask the questions from you.
Yeah,
आज ये लोग
sure.
मुझे मैं तो मैक्सिमम टाइम होस्ट करता हूँ पर आज ये लोग मुझे देखने नहीं आए हैं आज ये क्वेश्चंस पूछने आए हैं आपसे.
Sure, sure. No worries. I'll answer all
What
these
type of
questions.
projects should we need to have in our final year?
Yeah, see now, what type of projects, if you're applying for on-campus companies, if you're in a very good college that companies come and give you the full jobs in your hands itself only. So it's like on campus process is very easy as compared to the off campus process. So for the projects, if you are applying in the on campus, it works like not just very big projects, but if you are in a AI/ML domain, so some projects, some basic projects, if you have knowledge of the ML in the starting, not just the deep learning you are going on. So I can just not very basic projects like you are making games in C++ like Sudoku solver or something, because as you are in final year, your projects must make a sense, because it should have a belonging that why you are making it project, because in your interviews most of the questions also revolved around the projects that you have developed. So for me in the American Express interview, like one of my interview was majorly around whatever I have done till now and whatever I have written. So be true to your resume too. Don't write those things which you haven't done, because if the interviewer will start investigating, he'll get to know that you haven't done these things and have
He'll
written in
get to know
this way.
because they are like two smart people. They are taking interviews from a very long time.
Yeah, that is the thing. So for the final year, you must make some of the bit unique project that makes a sense. I can say ऐसा भी unique नहीं कि hackathon जीत ही जाओ, because hackathons are like making unique project, but you have to do it and make it something personalized. That if you are just making a hotel management system, so that doesn't works for you. It will work in the on campus case, because you are just in the
On campus,
competition
so
with your
it's just
campus
all
only.
about the college, right?
Yeah, this is all about the college. They just see the if they are coming, they will take you if you have knowledge and the skills. They just don't focus more on the resume. They'll ask that whatever you have done, just tell me clearly and the reality. It's not they want all the proficient things. They just want कि आपने जो किया है, you are true to yourself and you have knowledge of it. तो वो चीज देखना. But for the off campus, because आपका पूरा इंडिया के साथ पूल हो रहा है, तो आपको थोड़े यूनिक प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाने पड़ेंगे. आप जिस भी डोमेन में बनाओ, बीट इट ब्लॉक चेन, वेब डेवलपमेंट, ऐप डेवलपमेंट, थोड़े से उनमें पर्सनल टच और यूनिक चीजें रखने की नीड है. दैट्स वाई यू विल गेट सिलेक्टेड, बिकॉज उसमें ज्यादा क्या होता है, समटाइम्स पीपल मेंशन अ लॉट ऑफ पोजीशन ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थिंग्स एंड ऑल, ki like community and all. Because community is a very good thing to have a community is very good thing to have a like mind people with you, to get the knowledge of all those things and subject. And if you are just in a community, involved in a community, so you'll get to know a lot of things what others are thinking. But if you are writing that if it's a very good thing to have a position of responsibility section in your resume, but most of the interviewers for the technical role focus on your achievements that are related to the technical, not just if you are winning a coco or the cricket thing, and you have been a leader. So they don't must focus on it, they focus on your technical part and majorly on your project. So that must be a good thing in your resume to get shortlisted in the off campus.
Yeah, because personally I also feel that आपके resume में interviewer knows that you are a fresher, so they are just
Yeah.
expecting that जो आपने लिखा है it is true and you should true to your resume. That's it. They
Yeah,
are
sure.
going to ask questions from your resume, your projects that you have mentioned in it. That's all.
Yeah. So for the resume also, like I have just was to say one thing, that don't write the irrelevant experience, because experience is something whatever you have written that you are paid for and you actually worked for and have made a contribution in the team and like or in the organization. So if you are just most of the students I have seen in the like my college itself only, most of the juniors they write as club experiences in their experiences section, that they have volunteered for it. So that doesn't come in the experience section at all. So
I
please
think
make
club experiences are like they are coming extracurricular activities of
yeah,
college, right?
extracurricular or the position of responsibility kind of thing.
So we are having a question like
Yeah.
from a technical DTS. I don't know who is this guy. You can technical DTS. Sorry, technical DTS. You can just share your name. I am in diploma engineering second year, and it is good to start DSC in diploma. What do you feel?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. One can do DSA at any time and beat it. Whether most of the BCA and MCA students also do DSA. So they are also focused on DSA because right now the all the companies demand DSA a lot. Beat it a company that offers you even a SDET role in the testing, they also ask you the questions related to the DSA. Uh, a question regarding DSA. So I guess you are on mute, Raghav.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. So he's also. I don't know he
No.
or she who is this guy, but he's also asking the question that not able to solve DSA questions. Please, कैसे revise करें DSA को?
See, for
First,
solving the questions, I already shared the things. Yeah, I already shared that the approach for how you can do so. So, and for revising, if you are just solving two questions in a day, so revise one question which you have solved earlier because you have your lead code history and the code chef history with you, right? So you can do in that way. Uh, am I stuck? Uh, yeah. Was I stuck in the meeting?
yes, yes. There is a network issue. I feel, yeah.
Okay. Now is it fine?
So let's move on to our next. Yeah, yeah. It is good now.
Hmm.
So now coming to your latest thing, how do you crack Flipkart?
Okay. So yeah, the latest thing that
Our
I
major
cracked
topic thing
Flipkart.
that we have also mentioned on the post.
Yeah. So for the Flipkart, I can
Our
say
major
that
topic thing that we have also mentioned it on our post.
yeah. So starting with the Flipkart experience, like how have I done? So I like have done it through a opportunity that is Girls Wanna Code. So that is also a mentorship program offered by the Flipkart. But one can also like the process is all totally same. Only the thing is that I got an edge that I was also involved in the mentorship program, and after that I got the PPI opportunity. But if you are just getting shortlisted into the off campus or as well as on campus opportunity, the process will be the same for the interviews for you and for the online assessment. It was additionally that I have to do more labor to get the PPI opportunity after it. So for this getting into the Flipkart, I was selected for the Girls Wanna Code program that was conducted through the Unstop platform. So there were two online assessment for it. One was the one and second was the medium and hard one. There were two questions on that platform. Am I audible, Raghav, or am I stuck? Am I audible, Raghav?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay. Just keep it near the window. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so sorry for the disturbance. There was a network issue in the hostel right now. So, yeah. So I just have cracked all those two online assessment, and after that I got into the mentorship program in which I was taught the majorly for the 1 month mentorship program, which focus majorly on the data structures and the algorithms only. Some modules were given to me, there were topics like arrays, strings, dynamic programming, graphs, and I have to complete the question of all those topics. And some sessions, 4 sessions were also conducted by the Flipkart working professionals only. So they taught us the topics like these, and after that there were 3 contests in the particularly that mentorship program, the in which 200 participants which are selected for the mentorship program out of the 13,000 participants that were there on the unstop. So the internal contest, like whatever we do on the code chef and code forces, right? So they have their internal contest on the work at the rate tech platform. So in those contests, one has to be in the top 30 to get the PPI opportunity. So I was one of the top 30 candidate. Raghav, are you there? Uh, okay, so like I was in the one of the top 30 candidates. So and like I got the PPI opportunity after the fourth contest, that is the online assessment that was on the SHL platform. Flipkart majorly conducts on its online assessment on
I
this
feel
platform
there is a
SHL.
network issue.
Okay, so there was from your end or from my end?
I feel it is from my end actually. That's why I have disconnected. You can
Yeah, you
continue,
got
no issues. I'm
disconnected.
back.
I can. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
sure, sure. No worries. So, yeah, after those all those process of the three contest and online assessment, I got shortlisted in the top 30, and I went to the Flipkart office for the in-person interviews. So for the first round of technical interviews, it was an lead code easy, and second was the lead code medium question. Those are the questions that are already available on the lead code. So first was something around the strings, that I have to check a palindrome and then make some calculations after it, and change string something in it, because there was a variation of the palindrome. And as it was a easy question in the starting, and second was the medium question, that was of the dynamic programming, and the question was the unique paths 2 question that is available on the lead code. So you can just go through that question. So yeah, it's about my first technical round of interview. And for the second round of interview, there was a lead code medium question related to the linked list. And the second question was the binary tree question, which was optimally solved through the least and common ancestor concept. That is one of the most important question or the topic in the binary tree. So for each technical round interview, there were two DSA questions that must be solved within 45 to 50 minutes. And for me, in my first technical round, wind up into the 35 minutes only. And for the second round, it went for the 45 minutes to 50 minutes. And after that, for cracking the FTE opportunity, I got the internship offer after it, like after cracking the two technical round of interviews. But for the FTE opportunity, one must crack the HM round, that is totally different from the HR round. In HR round, you have been asked questions that are mostly related to the conversational thing. But for the HM round, that is the hiring manager round, one of the senior manager of any of the team, in which they are interested to take you and find your profiles interesting. They take your interview and they find that how much fit you are in their team. So it was kind of grilling session for me, that how I can prove myself and be so much positive in that situation. Because for this opportunity, as I told, that top 30 students were selected for the PPI. So 15 to 16 people got the like internship opportunity, but they were not able to make to the HM round, because there are something that they notice, that how a person is communicating and how much positive he or she is, like not keeping into consideration the technical part first. So after that, on the top 30, only 6 people got the FTE opportunity after this HM round. So for the HM round, for me, it was a kind of 1 hour interview. That was not at all an HR thing. So they started with that whatever projects I have done till now. So one question I have also seen in this comment section, that how DSA and projects are important, which is more important. Both are important, it totally depends from the.
Here it is. This
Yeah,
is the
so
question.
yeah, this is question I have also seen, that DSA or project mein kya, both matters a lot, and it totally depends from the company to company. As for the Google, they like have seen my projects in my resume itself only, but not in the interviews. But for the Flipkart, they have asked it in my HM round, That is for the FT opportunity. They ask me the questions for the projects, whatever I have done, my internship experience at the American Express, how I have done, and what my team, what I got to learn from my team. So these are the things one can never prepare for. You have to make up your just mind that how you have to answer it, and have to be very conversational with the interviewer. So they asked me that how well what motivates me to going to work at that time, and how I resolve the conflicts in my team, and what new things whatever I have learned in the past 6 months. So I just answered that whatever I have gone through the, like in my internship, I learned a lot of things and have made a one project. So why one, why you are not making a lot of projects at that time? And internship is something that you have to do it because you are there and you are paid for, so it's not something you are learning on your will. So you have to just counterpart their questions, because they are testing your patience and how much positive you are at that time. And also, like for the HM round, they ask you the CS fundamentals too, not that to the very high level, in very deep. They ask you the basic CS fundamental question. That, for example, for the operating system, they ask me that what is the difference between the process and threads. And for the computer networks, as I worked majorly in the American Express on the computer networks only, in the core network infrastructure team, so I have learned that how exactly the internet works and how do we do things. So I explained him that whatever my contributions were there in the Amex, and like for in the Amex, my code has also went to the production. So I just mentioned this one of my as my achievement at that time, because for an intern it's very great to contribute into the internal projects which everyone is using in the ecosystem. So it's like this I mentioned. So they asked me very questions related to the computer networks too, that what are these concepts and how have I learned all those concepts. They also asked me the database thing, not just the SQL queries but also about the NoSQL, the CAP theorem, these kind of things. And where they have gone very deep into my project, that whatever I have implemented. They also said me that these are not so unique projects, you can get the code anytime if you go and serve on the internet. But I just said that you but sir, you will not get code in this particular language only. I know these ideas are existing, but you will not get code in this language whatever I have implemented. You can just go through and search by yourself, because I have tried to make it unique by this way. So they asked me very minute questions and tested my patience in it. Like one of the experience I had, that I just answered one of the questions in the of the operating system. So he asked me, "No, this is not right. You are just saying me a bookish language, whatever you have read. Explain me it through a very real world example." So he was not like satisfied at all at that time. But after that, when I got the selection mails, I was like, how? So I asked my recruiter for the same, that he asked me that you haven't done it well. He, like my interviewer also told me that I don't think you are doing technical thing on your own. You are just doing that via, if you are in BTech, so you are just studying software engineering, you are not implementing software engineering in your life. So I just counterparted, no sir, it's not like this. I have done this, that. So I just I was motivated till the end and shown my positive behavior to him. So my recruiter told me after that that he was trying to test your patience. I was like, okay, okay, now fine for me. So it's for the HM round. They are test you that how culturally you are totally fit to the company, and how much pressure you can bear in yourself if you are going for the full time. Because in internship they keep interns as very happy kids who have just came to learn all those things, but for the FT you have a pressure to handle. So they are just also testing the same for it.
Yeah, I am agree with you because उस time पे like they are just looking that how can you deal with the things.
Hmm. Yeah.
And personally I also feel this thing are in internship and the full time role are like totally different from each other because internship में वो आपको अच्छे मतलब जूनियर की तरह रखते हैं थोड़ा थोड़ा काम करवाना.
Yes, yes, totally. In my Amex, like I told my experience that in the starting 3 weeks, it was my 8 weeks internship, and in the starting 3 weeks, they're like, "Do you just go and study the documentation?" I was like, "No, no, I have to show something that I have done. Please give me some work. I know these things. I know development. I know all these computer networks concepts, and now I have studies. all those things, and whatever will be needed at that time, I'll learn it on the fly. Please give me and assign me the work to code on your project. Then they have given me all those things.
And as you have said that your recruiter, your interviewer, like made you to that extent that you have not done this or you are not doing this.
Yeah.
तो लाइक मेरे
Yeah.
को ऐसा फील होता है वो वहाँ बैठे ही इसलिए हैं आपको टेस्ट करने के लिए आपका पेशेंस लेवल, दैट हाउ डू यू फिट फॉर द रोल.
Yeah.
कि मतलब अगर सिंपल लैंग्वेज में कहूँ तो उनको ऐसा लगता है कि भाई ये सामने वाला जो कैंडिडेट है ये हमारे लिए ठीक है, छोड़ के तो नहीं भाग जाएगा अगर
हाँ
हमने
जी,
इसको ऐसे
yes.
काम दे दिया, या
Yeah.
उस इसको प्रेशर हुआ था, अगर प्रेशर से डील नहीं कर पाए ये तो बीच में काम छोड़ के भाग जाएगा.
Yes, yes. So
तो
they're just
वो
trying
चीज
to
थोड़ा सा
create the
चेक
pressure
करते हैं
on
कि
you.
हाँ,
Yeah.
वो थोड़ा सा चेक करते हैं कि ये रिटेन कर पाएगा हमारे इस एनवायरनमेंट में या नहीं. तो दैट इज
Yes,
देयर
yes.
ड्यूटी, आई फील लाइक दे डू दिस.
Yeah.
We are, I am having a very like interesting question. Sorry, here it is. Some common
Yeah.
mistakes that intern make and can hinder their chances.
Okay. So some of
Yeah,
the
first of all,
common
I want to know
mistakes
your mistakes. If you have
I have.
marked any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, my mistake in times of at time of intern.
Yes, 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 yes.
See for
When
the
you are
D show.
interning, yeah.
Yeah, see for the D show, it was not an opportunity to get converted into the full time. So I can't tell because it was something more of a mentorship. For the Amex, I got the PPO. So yeah, I might have done some of the mistakes, but that didn't hindered my conversion. I got the PPO for it or two. So I have three offers right now: Amex, Flipkart, and Google. So for it, yeah, for the making common mistakes that interns do, it's something like not getting involved into the team and get in the touch with your authorities. Because I always used to ping my director for the same, sir मैंने ये कर लिया अब मैं क्या करूं, like this. So I always tell whatever the authorities whatever I have done, and I have documented each and everything, whether it's learning or it's implementing. If I have done a course, like I told that was majorly involved in the computer networking, so my team lead and my director of the team gave me the CCNA course to do in that time. So they have given me the 2 weeks time, but I just completed that total YouTube playlist in just like 10 days, more like 10 days. So I just told them that I have completed this playlist and I learned those concepts. So they have tested me there too, that if I have done if or not, and just saying it that I have done to show that if I am very active. So they asked me to come to the meeting room and ask me the questions of the concept whatever I have studied, just to explain them. So be very vocal in your internship, that whatever you are doing, just show them and document it. So at the end of my presentation, when I was presenting my work, I mentioned each and everything, that whatever I have studied, in how many days I have completed it, whatever deadlines have been given to me to write up the code that was like went to the production, I told. So I just, if 4 days were given to me, I tried to implement it to in the within 2 to 3 days itself only. And my mentor was also shocked that you have done this, I have given you 4 days time. I was like, no, no, I have done this. I just did a lot more labor for it, just not like in the office hours I go and just study and like get to interact with the team, that how they are doing. Because if you are contributing in any of the internal project, their code base is so wide and large that you will not get to know even with in which file you have to make the desired change. So I learned all those things from my team members, that how to navigate to that particular file in which I am looking for. So they told me this, and I implemented the code when I went to my PG after that, and like written the code in the night, because I'm too productive at night, I'm a night owl. So I have done this way. So these are the things. Most common mistake is not showing up whatever you are doing. If you have implemented it, just let them know that you have done it and you want more work. Just don't be lazy at that time, that if you are getting money and nothing in, you are getting stipend, so you won't do it after that.
I am already getting getting jealous of you. Parul is like, I'm having three offers right now.
No, don't get jealous.
Just
It's not
kidding.
something like this. Yeah.
So, moving on to we are having two, three questions more.
Yeah, sure.
I think this guy is very curious. मैम आपका YouTube channel है क्या?
No, no, not yet. We'll create it
But
after
I think
getting
you
into
should
Google.
you should start.
Yeah, I'll start after getting into the Flipkart or Google. That time I don't have to submit the assignments and do the college exams, right? So I'm just sleeping right now.
अच्छा, if you don't mind, I want to ask a question. Like it
Yeah,
is
sure.
personal related to your approval. That
Yeah.
what do you like? Which company you want to join? Flipkart or Google? Or you have already
Google.
accepted the
Google,
offer of
Google.
Flipkart?
I have accepted the offer of all three.
So, but you can't be present at all three places. Don't
No,
make me
I'll
jealous
join Google.
again.
I'll join Google.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So, how many questions? How we would get off-campus internships in third year? Again, this technical DTS. Bro, I want to know your
Yeah.
name.
Okay, so get off-campus internship in third year. In for the third year, now there are a lot of openings, and I feel that in openings for internship is a lot more than the comparison for the full time, because they hire a lot for that. Because I when I was in my third year, I got to see a lot of companies hiring for the internship in the starting of the third year itself only. But for the full time role, they they hire after they hire for the internship. So you have a time to prepare yourself for the full time. But for the third year itself only, if you are in just in your second year, so you can just start doing, you just feel like that you have this year only to make yourself. For me, I have done a lot of labor in my second year, because I didn't went to any fest, I didn't hang out with my friends, to just because I know that I have only second year to make myself. Because if I'll get the internship in the third year itself only, so surely that I know that I have that caliber to get it converted into the full time. So that's why make your mind in such a way that if you are in a second year right now, you still have time of 6 months or 7 months. You can, if you're just going into your third year right now, so you must have your internship by the end of the July August, if you are sitting for the on campus opportunities. And if you are sitting for the off campus opportunity, so still till the September or October you will have an internship. So for the off campus opportunity, the process is the same, but you must have a very good resume to stand out. So start making also, just not focusing on the particularly DSA, but also start focusing on the development part too. And like if you are just in a case like stealing projects from the GitHub and writing up into your resume, so that should also be done very cleverly. Because some of my friends, I would never like promote this, but some of my friends have done so. But they have done it very cleverly, that they know each and every part of that code. They haven't written it, but they know each and every part of that code, that whatever is written to it, and how all those features are working in it. And the questions related to it, that if I am making just a project on myself, so if the interviewer will ask that what challenges I have faced, or why I have chosen this particular idea only, so I'll have my personalized answer. But if you're stealing projects from the GitHub, you won't have that personalized answer. So you have to prepare a scenario for it yourself. So do it cleverly if you are appearing for the interviews for those projects.
For this GitHub thing, I just want to say that we हम अपने घर पे या अपने सराउंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट नॉर्मली एक कहावत सुनते हैं कि नकल के लिए भी अकल चाहिए. तो दैट इज दिस इज द
Yeah.
परफेक्ट एग्जांपल फॉर दैट. Like if you are taking code or copying something, so you should have to know, you have to modify it according to you.
Yeah, surely, because if can be, that can be easily checked through the plagiarism, so you have to
Yeah.
modify it something.
And interview can also he or she is going to ask two three questions from you. If you are not able to make it, So they'll get to know that this is all copied stuff.
Yeah, they are so like well experienced that they know each of these
They
things.
are very smart. I feel like
Yeah. Mm.
I have also gone through some interview process, and like they make the interviewee like what you have done. Like there's some sometimes वहाँ बैठ के ऐसे feel होता है कि यार oh shit, ये तो नहीं
Yeah,
expect कर रहा था मैं.
yeah, sure. वो तो है. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we are having our last question for today from our audience. And Devika is
Okay.
asking that she is interested in data science. How to start with?
Start firstly with the see that start firstly with the machine learning and then go to the data science. So for machine learning and deep learning, I have seen that like there is a YouTube channel, Campus X. But for the data science, I feel that the best resource is the Andrew NG course that is on the Coursera. But in on the Coursera, it is paid. So you just write on the YouTube that Andrew NG course 1, course 2, and course 3. If you will write like na Andrew NG courses, so you'll not get all those three courses because these are some videos that are recorded through the Coursera and have been uploaded on the YouTube. So Andrew NG is the best resource to start with DSA with and get proficient in it. So if you are just going for the ML and DL part, Campus X, I have studied that he taught too thoroughly. But for the data science, if particularly have focus on it, so my friends who are data scientists have also used all those resources. One of my friend is in Amazon as an data science scientist, so she also used that and have studied from the Andrew NG course. So you have to write course 1, course 2, and course 3 differently and bookmark that playlist and can go through it. Uh,
That's
Campus X and Andrew NG. Andrew NG, you just have to
yeah.
write is the instructor's name. It's not the like because
I feel
many
that Andrew
different
NG
channels
is
have uploaded it.
the same for OpenAI, right?
Yeah, OpenAI, I don't know
Yeah,
about it,
Andrew
but
NG
I know.
is instructor for yeah. Andrew NG is the instructor for OpenAI also.
Okay.
Generative AI
Thanks
course
for
is also
sharing.
there. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing it. I know about the data science.
No, he's Andrew Ng is from like OpenAI team, and he also launched their generative AI and prompt engineering courses.
Yeah, yeah.
I have
And also
studied
like
two of them. That's why I know.
oh, great. There is a question also like you have missed Raghav. Which certifications are best for DSA while studying in BTech degree?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah.
You must not do any paid courses for DSA because there are multiple online resources that are available on YouTube. There are very good
And I
YouTube
feel like
channels.
for every tech thing there are multiple resources. If like
Yeah.
हम इंटरनेट पे सर्च करें थोड़ा सा टाइम लगा के we should search on the internet, we definitely going to find it.
Hmm.
There are many
Yeah,
GitHub
and
repositories who are providing full courses,
yeah.
all the things.
So many certification courses are also there. It's not something that if a recruiter is seeing your resume ना, they are not focusing on the certification क्योंकि certification तो कोई next करके भी video का ले सकता है. So they are just you have to prove your credibility into that. So अगर
True,
skills
for the
आती है तो
technical skills, they
certification.
are not interested like in your certifications. They are just want
Hmm.
that you have to know about these things, what you have done in
Yeah,
this. That's it.
yeah, sure. So,
तो
and
सर्टिफिकेट तो
last,
यार मतलब आई फील
yeah,
ऐसी चीज है जो इफ यू डोंट डू एनीथिंग जस्ट लाइक सर्टिफिकेट तो इट इज वेरी इजी to do a
to get.
Photoshop or to get
Yeah,
after market by just giving some rupees and like yeah sir मेरे को ये sign करके सर्टिफिकेट दे दो so it is
yeah,
very easy
yeah,
to
yeah. Certification doesn't matter if you don't know these skills.
even I don't want to share this but I have also photoshopped some of my friends certificate with one of mine
Yes.
for
Okay.
the for one
So
of the
that is
project in
best
college.
use. Yeah, that is for best suitable for giving into the college. So
Yeah, I have
I
also
guess
done that. That from my I have just put it in Photoshop and removed the name and signature, and then added their name and signature, and then ये लो तुम्हारा सर्टिफिकेट रेडी हो गया.
great.
पर I don't advise इस चीज में आप लोग मत करना. I don't advise audience to do this.
Yeah. Audience is
College,
very
yeah,
smart.
for like academic making file or these things, it is good for that. But for the major thing, if you like anyone wants like to check your experiences or wants to verify it, for the major things, like there are certain things जिसमें आपको नीड होती है सर्टिफिकेट की, ऐसा नहीं है नीड नहीं होती, बट देर आर वेरी फ्यू थिंग्स जिसमें आपको नीड होती है. तो आई डोंट सजेस्ट कि अगर आपको वो आपका वेरिफिकेशन नंबर डाल के वेरीफाई करें या कुछ करें, एंड देन यू विल गेट कॉट इन दैट थिंग.
Yeah.
तो बुरे फंसोगे. So like I feel Parul, like we can end the session now. It is going
Yeah,
to
sure.
we can wrap
Sure.
it up. So at last, I just want to say thank you, Parul, for being with us today, sharing your experiences. It's very nice talking to you, and I feel like our audience also get very valuable insights of the industry of your thing. So just thank you for be with us
Thank you
today.
so much for inviting me, and thank you, audience, for being such a good listener.
Yeah, so like we can end up this. Okay, Parul,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank
Bye
you.
bye,
Bye
guys. So
bye.
we will meet again in our next session. Till then, if any of your friends have missed the session और आप लोगों ने अगर आप available नहीं थे session देखने के लिए, we are also uploading a recording on YouTube, so you can also get it from there. And follow Parul on LinkedIn. Okay. Bye bye,
Okay. Thank
guys.
you. Bye bye, everyone.